Every file has a story. Some were never meant to be found. A woman with no name, no family, no confirmed identity, no past that anyone could trace. When investigators found her body in a remote Norwegian valley, they believed solving the case would take only a few days. Instead, it became one of the most baffling mysteries in modern European history. On November 29, 1970, a father and his two young daughters were hiking through Isdalen Valley near the city of Bergen, Norway. The valley was quiet, cold, covered by late autumn vegetation and surrounded by steep, rocky hills. Locals had long referred to the area by an unsettling nickname, the Death Valley. Not because of ancient legends, but because the valley had witnessed several suicides over the years. As the family walked along one of the narrow trails, a strange smell drifted through the air. At first, they assumed it came from a nearby campfire, but the odor became stronger with every step. Moments later, they discovered the burned body of a woman lying among the rocks. The scene was disturbing. Most of her body had been severely burned, yet parts of her clothing remained. Nearby, investigators would later recover melted plastic bottles, fragments of personal belongings, a broken umbrella, a wristwatch, rubber boots, and several unidentified objects scattered across the ground. Police quickly secured the area. At first glance, the case appeared to be a tragic suicide. But within hours, the investigation took an unexpected turn. Nothing about the woman seemed ordinary. She carried no identification, no passport, no wallet, no documents revealing who she was. Even more unusual, every label had been carefully removed from her clothing. Every manufacturer tag, every laundry mark, every possible clue that might reveal where the garments had been purchased. Someone had gone to extraordinary lengths to erase her identity. Investigators soon realized finding out how she died would be far easier than discovering who she really was. The autopsy revealed even more unanswered questions. The woman had died from a combination of severe burns and carbon monoxide poisoning. Soot particles were found inside her lungs, indicating that she had still been breathing while the fire surrounded her. Investigators also discovered traces of sleeping pills in her stomach, enough to suggest she had consumed dozens of tablets before her death. But whether they had been taken voluntarily or forced upon her remained impossible to determine. Her fingerprints were collected, dental records were examined, photographs were distributed across Norway and neighboring countries. No one came forward to identify her. No missing person report matched her description. It was as though she had never officially existed. The mystery deepened several days later. Police searching Bergen Central Railway Station discovered two abandoned suitcases hidden inside the station's luggage lockers. The luggage had been checked in only days before the woman's body was found. When investigators opened the suitcases, they expected ordinary travel belongings. Instead, they uncovered an entirely new mystery. Inside were multiple wigs, several pairs of sunglasses, different styles of clothing, maps, cosmetics, prescription creams, a notebook filled with strange handwritten codes, and money from several European countries. Once again, almost every identifying label had been carefully removed. Even the spoons, the hairbrush, and the clothing tags had been altered or cut away. Whoever owned the luggage had systematically erased every possible clue. Forensic specialists carefully examined each object. One item immediately attracted attention: the coded notebook. Its pages contained combinations of letters and numbers, short entries, dates, symbols. At first, the writing appeared meaningless, but investigators eventually believed they had decoded part of its purpose. The entries closely matched travel dates, cities, and hotel stays across Europe. The unknown woman had not remained in one place. She had been constantly moving, changing hotels, changing identities, and leaving almost nothing behind. Detectives retraced her movements across Europe, hotel by hotel, city by city. What they discovered was astonishing. The woman had traveled under at least 8 different names. Each identity came with a different passport registration, different handwriting, and slightly different personal details. Yet photographs confirmed it was always the same woman. She checked into expensive hotels, stayed only a few nights, avoided unnecessary conversations, paid almost exclusively with cash, and left before attracting attention. Hotel employees later described her as polite, well-dressed, and fluent in several languages. Some believed she spoke German as her native language. Others insisted they heard French. A few were convinced she had a Belgian accent. No one could agree. She rarely allowed housekeeping staff into her room. She often requested rooms facing the street. Sometimes she moved furniture. Sometimes she sat for hours watching outside through the window. Several witnesses remembered another unusual habit. Whenever she entered a hotel room, she would immediately inspect every corner, looking behind curtains, checking inside closets, even examining beneath the bed. It was almost as if she expected someone to be waiting for her. Investigators also discovered that she frequently changed her appearance. The wigs found inside her luggage were not theatrical disguises. They appeared to have been used regularly. Combined with different styles of clothing, different hairstyles, and different identities, the woman could become almost unrecognizable from one city to the next. Why would someone live like this? Police considered several possibilities. An international smuggler, a courier, a professional criminal, or perhaps a Cold War intelligence operative moving quietly across Europe. By 1970, Norway had become an important strategic location during the Cold War. Military installations, naval bases, and NATO facilities attracted constant attention from both Eastern and Western intelligence agencies. Could the unidentified woman have been one of them? Or was that theory simply another mystery built upon coincidence? The Cold War theory quickly captured international attention. At the time, Europe had become a battlefield of information rather than open warfare. Governments recruited agents, military technology was closely guarded, and intelligence services operated across borders in complete secrecy. Several witnesses reported seeing the unidentified woman near sensitive military locations in Norway. Some claimed she had been observed watching naval exercises. Others believed she was collecting information near defense facilities. None of those reports could ever be verified. Yet, investigators could not ignore the possibility. The coded notebook, the false identities, the constant travel, the wigs, and the deliberate removal of labels all resembled techniques commonly associated with covert intelligence operations. Norwegian security services quietly assisted the investigation. So did Interpol. Authorities contacted police agencies across Europe. Thousands of fingerprints were compared. Immigration records were reviewed. Passport databases were searched. Nothing produced a confirmed identity. As the investigation expanded, another witness came forward. A taxi driver in Bergen reported driving the woman shortly before her death. He remembered her clearly. She appeared nervous. She repeatedly looked behind her, as though someone might be following. The driver asked whether she needed help. She simply smiled politely and said very little. It would become one of the final confirmed sightings of the mysterious woman while she was still alive. Then, another piece of evidence emerged. Several people reported seeing a woman matching her description walking toward Isdalen Valley, but she was not alone. Witnesses described one, sometimes two, darkly dressed men walking several meters behind her. No one knew whether they were companions, strangers, or simply unrelated hikers. Investigators questioned every witness they could locate. The descriptions varied. The timeline was incomplete, and none of the unidentified men were ever found. Despite years of investigation, the case continued to grow colder. Leads disappeared. Witnesses changed their stories, and every promising clue eventually reached a dead end. The woman's face was published across Europe. Police hoped that someone, a relative, a former colleague, or even an old friend, would recognize her. No one did. For decades, the Isdal Woman remained a mystery hidden inside police archives. Then, advances in forensic science offered investigators a second chance. Her teeth became one of the most valuable pieces of evidence. Unlike fingerprints, dental enamel preserves chemical signatures from childhood. Scientists carefully analyzed isotopes trapped inside her teeth. The results suggested she had spent her early childhood somewhere in Central Europe, most likely in what is now southern Germany, or nearby regions close to the French border. The findings challenged several earlier theories. She had almost certainly not been Norwegian. Further facial reconstruction created an updated image of what she may have looked like in life. Newspaper articles, television documentaries, and international media once again appealed to the public. Years passed. Still, no confirmed identity emerged. Then, modern DNA technology opened another possibility. Investigators recovered genetic material that earlier generations of forensic scientists could never examine. Advanced DNA sequencing allowed researchers to estimate her ancestry with greater precision. The evidence pointed once again towards Central Europe. Each scientific breakthrough answered one question, only to create another. They were getting closer to where she came from, but not to who she really was. Even today, no birth record, no passport, no missing persons report, and no surviving relative has ever definitively identified the woman found in Isdalen Valley. More than half a century has passed, yet the Isdal Woman remains officially unidentified. No court has ever closed the case. No suspect has ever been charged. No government has ever acknowledged that she worked for any intelligence agency. The official cause of death remains consistent, but the circumstances surrounding her final days remain deeply uncertain. Was she truly a spy operating during the height of the Cold War? Was she working alone, or as part of a much larger network? Why did she travel across Europe using so many different identities? Who wrote the coded notebook? Why were every label, every identifying mark and every trace of her past so carefully erased. Perhaps the most haunting question is also the simplest. Who was she? Not her alias, not the names she used at hotels, not the identities written inside forged documents. Her real name, the name she was given at birth, the name someone, somewhere may still remember. Today, researchers continue to examine newly available DNA technology. Genealogists continue searching family records. Historians continue reviewing Cold War archives. And journalists continue following every new lead. Each discovery brings hope, but no final answer. The Isdal Woman reminds us that history is filled with people whose stories were never fully recorded. Some disappear without leaving a trace. Others leave behind countless clues, yet remain impossible to identify, until the day her true identity is finally confirmed. The woman discovered in Isdalen Valley will remain one of Europe's greatest unsolved mysteries. And for now, this file remains open.